Hey, what's going on? Paul Farmer here. This is Freedom Project Live. So what I want to be doing today is I'm going to be going over the ultimate advice I wish I would have had. The ultimate advice I wish I would have had when to every network marketer. So the ultimate advice, can remember the title here, ultimate advice for every network marketer. And I was going to do this in my my free coaching group, but I figured this topic is something that I believe a lot of people could really benefit from. So I put together 5 different tips, I guess you would say, that I wish I would have had when I first started in network marketing, in the online marketing space, that would have saved me plenty of time, frustration, and money. So definitely pay attention if you're just getting started in network marketing. If you've been struggling in network marketing, what I'm going to share with you today is, it will change everything for you when you do it. And a lot of it is common sense, to be honest. I mean, it's stuff you've heard before. It's not me It's not me. I didn't pull this out of the sky and just, oh wow, this is my idea. These are ideas based on my personal experience and what I've learned in my 8+ years online. Okay, so and the reason I'm doing this in the first place is because of a challenge that was issued, I guess you would say, 21-day challenge. And it's not so much for me, but it's for the people that are watching me, right? Because I've done many videos. It really isn't a thing to me. But all right, so let me get to this. We actually have the Blue Angels. They're going to be flying over here in the Dallas-Fort Worth area very soon. In recognition of all the essential workers. So I definitely want to check that out because it's not every day you see the Blue Angels. Let me see here. All right. So I put together 5 things. All right. I'm gonna get right to it. So the very first thing here is we want to set proper expectations and we want to commit. Again, this is not like groundbreaking news or this is basic stuff, but I believe many people that are just coming into network marketing or have been struggling for a while, or online marketing, doesn't matter, this is information they really need to understand. It's really important, and when you do it, you will start seeing results. If you don't do it, you won't. All right, so the very first word I have there is commit, and set proper expectations. Okay, I put those together. So the very first thing I say to anybody who's getting started in something I am doing, I go, you got to commit at least a year. Now that sounds crazy, right? A year, a whole year? Yeah, a year, at least a year. Okay. What typically happens, the people that struggle the most are the ones that don't do this. They're the ones that don't set the proper expectations. They're the ones that come into the industry, and I raise my hand because I've done it. I've done it. I came in with bad expectations because that is what was promised to me, right? Like, we're showing, like, a lot of people like to hype things up. I'm guilty of doing it in the past. I'm doing my best not to do it. You need a little bit of hype, but you don't want to hype it too much. To set the right expectations. And the right expectations are, it's going to take you some time to develop the skills and develop the mindset to have success. So really, your first, and there's a lot of different ways of looking at this. If you have the right mindset and you have the skill set, within 3 months, you could have a full-time income coming in. But that doesn't happen that often, right? Because most of what we do is mindset. Most of what we do is the limiting beliefs. We have to overcome these limiting beliefs. We have to overcome the paradigm that's been controlling us for all these years. So if you're coming into network marketing, normally people come into network marketing when they're going through a transition period, or they're experiencing a breaking point, right? They're at a breaking point. And that's really where greatness happens, right? When you're at that breaking point where you're just like, oh, you know what? There is nothing else. I need to make this happen. This is going to happen. I'm making it happen no matter what. That's commitment, right? But we got to set proper expectations. So, you hear the example of starting a restaurant. in network marketing, the cost of starting is so low, people don't take it seriously. And if they did, that like they got one of the most powerful wealth machines in their possession for less than $100 a lot of the time, maybe 500, maybe $1,000. And instead of like going, okay, I'm going to really get this wealth machine to work. I'm really going to make this thing work for me, my family, and change my life for the better. Instead, they look at that price and it's like, you know, if it works, it works. I'll get there eventually. Or if it doesn't work, it wasn't meant to be, right? And or they come in with expectations of, I'm going to get rich overnight. I'm gonna be making 10,000. I'm gonna be making 20,000. You put the number, whatever the number. I'm gonna be making this amount overnight, and that doesn't happen. You're led to believe that's going to happen, but it doesn't happen. You go study anyone that is actually successful, that has the results you want to be getting. It's because they committed to the process. They commit it, and they set the right expectations. So the right expectations, the proper expectations, I'm going to say at least a year. Now I've heard Ray Higgins say, "What if it took you 10 years?" So let's look at that a little bit, okay? What if it took you 10 years? What if it took you 10 years? Okay, I'm at 8+ years, all right? What if it took you 10 years, and in those 10 years you were able to get to 6 figures a month? Would it be worth it? Would that be worth it compared to what you are doing now? I mean, we could talk about a lot of different things, but I'm just talking about the average everyday person that wakes up, goes to work, gets paid a certain amount of money, and then goes home and does it all over again. And every year they get a small, little, tiny raise. Is it even possible for you to make 6 figures a month? Is that even possible in 10 years? I'm just throwing 6 figures out there because I know it's possible. I know people doing that in 4 months. Okay, so I know it's very possible, but instead of us putting the right expectations on this thing, we're like, oh well, if it doesn't work in a month, I'm out, I'm done. All right, so set the proper expectations, commit to it. Set a declaration. That's what's going to get you there. Okay, say something like, I'm going to make this happen no matter what obstacles come my way, no matter how many setbacks I face. I'm making this happen no matter what. And that's what you got to do from the start. Okay, if you don't do that, you're going to struggle. I didn't have anyone tell me that. Okay, next thing I'm going to go over here. Tip number 2. Again, nothing new, nothing out of the ordinary. Marry the process, divorce the outcome. Marry the process, divorce the outcome. Embrace the suck. Embrace doing the things you don't want to do. That's how you're going to get ahead. Okay. So one of the things I witness, and I did this myself too, but I witness new people or people that have been struggling for a while do, is they'll go and try something for a couple days, a week, a month. Let's give them 3 months. You know, we'll be a little generous here. Let's give them 3 months. And what will happen is they will go out and do it for like 2 days or whatever. Let's say they do it for 3 months. Okay. If you do it for 3 months, you're probably going to get some results. I'm just saying. But because we focus on the outcome, because we focus on getting results. I say this to myself personally too, because I got to focus on the process. I got to marry the process, and it's something I remind myself of every single day. I know it's a process. Okay, I know it's the stuff you don't want to be doing, and you're doing it every single day. And maybe I shouldn't say you don't want to be doing it, but a lot of people don't want to do this stuff. So, but it's that sacrifice. It's that time you put in the process, falling in love with the process. Like I've been saying this. I've been listening to this book by Bo Eason, and he's all about being the best, being the greatest, right? Being great. Being the best is what he talks about. And he talks about how when you see NFL players on the field, that's not what they're getting paid for. They're getting paid for all the time, all the sacrifice they put in. And the thing is, the great players love to practice. They embrace practice. That's a big lesson right there. So marry the process, divorce the outcome. Stop looking at your results. If you're following a good process, if you're doing income producing activities every single day, you're going to produce results at some point. It's going to happen. That's a guarantee. At some point, you're going to break through. I don't know what that is. Okay. I typically tell people if you're just starting, it's going to take you at least 3 weeks, of consistent action, day after day after day. Like I have a formula. And I go, hey, if you follow this formula, again, I didn't create this formula. This is an 8-figure marketer's formula, basically. I might have made some tweaks myself, but if you follow the formula, you're going to get results. Okay. The people that follow the formula, guess what? They get results. The formula works. But if you're focusing, like, so if you're making, for example, if you make a video, I see this happen a lot. Hey, I did a video. I'm like, okay, keep going. You did one video. What? No one's showing up to watch your video? Wait, you're not getting any views? Wait, you're not getting any engagement? Wait a minute. Oh, I guess you should just throw in the towel right now. That it's not working. It's not working. You did one video, didn't work. Oh wait, you went a week. You went a whole week on doing videos? You didn't get any leads? What? That's craziness. No. See, you don't stop after a week. You keep going and you keep going and you keep going and you keep going. You just make it part of your day. And that will bring you results, period. There is no other way. It will bring you results. You follow the formula, you do it every day, you embrace the process, you forget the outcome. There you go. Okay. So I wish someone would have told me that earlier in my journey. Okay. Next one. Now I'm spending a lot of time on this. I know it's gonna be a longer one, but I think these points are extremely important to understand. The sooner you, and I could have said a lot more, I could have gone over a lot more, but the sooner you embrace these things, the sooner you understand these and start applying them, you're going to start seeing better results. I promise you. I promise you. Okay, so here's a big one. This is a really big one. Okay, and I learned this the really hard way. Okay, no more than 2 mentors. Grant Cardone says this all the time. I hear him say this all the time. He's like, you don't want to have more than 2 mentors. And with those 2 mentors, you want to go really deep, right? You want to go really deep. You want to do everything that they're doing, right? You want to be, and the reason I say this, the reason Grant Cardone says this is because if you're learning from too many people that are teaching too many different things, you're going to be all over the place. You're going to start, okay, well, today I'm learning how to prospect. And then you go to this other person, and they're like, oh, no, you don't need a prospect. Do this instead. And now you're just like conflicted, right? And you're not going to get any results. So try not to, and I know it's really easy because there are so many training programs. I'm not saying one person's better than the other person. You have to find someone that fits you, right? But try not to spread that out too much, because when you do, you're just not going to get anywhere. You're going to be running around trying this strategy and that strategy and this strategy and that strategy. And that really isn't going to take you anywhere. So find like 2 mentors, people that are getting the results you want to get, or even just one. You can focus on one person. And that will definitely help you. Okay. Next step. Next tip. Keep your DMO simple. Okay. If you don't know what DMO is daily method of operation. Your daily method of operation. All right. What does that mean? That just means what are the income producing activities you are doing every single day to grow your business. That's all it is. Keep your DMO simple. So what do I mean by that? Okay. So in network marketing, there's really only one thing there are multiple things, but keep the main thing the main thing. The main thing is this: reaching out to people, seeing if they're open to your opportunity, pointing them to a tool. That's the main thing. If you do that on a daily basis, sooner or later, you're going to have people that are going to say yes, and they're going to want to get started with you. They're going to come in and join your team. Keep the main thing the main thing. Keep your DMO simple. Where people don't get results is when they complicate things to death. Obviously, common sense again. But it's like, oh, I need to have the perfect funnel. And they'll spend months, they'll spend years designing the perfect funnel. Like, I remember I was talking to this one guy, and he wanted to have the perfect system. Like, he had worked years on this perfect system. And I don't know what happened with this perfect system. I don't think it ever launched. I don't think anything ever happened with it. I just told him, I'm like, why don't you just get like a simple little capture page and sales page and start running traffic to it, getting people to your funnel. You'll start making sales, He's like, oh yeah, but I've been working on this for so long, blah, 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 and all this stuff. And I don't know, but keep your DMO simple. It doesn't have to be complicated. My DMO is extremely simple. It's based off of Ray. I talked about this in a previous live. Ray Higdon's DMO. It's very similar to that, where he did 20 notes a day, personal development daily, and a video daily. Okay, it's very similar to that, and that's a very simple DMO that anybody can do. So find a DMO that works for you. I don't know what that is, but find something that works for you, and again, it's the activities you're doing, the income producing activities that are going to produce results for you when you do it on a daily basis, when you marry the process, when you are committed. You see how all this goes together? Don't get discouraged because you don't see results right away. And if you're not seeing results, so for example, I have a formula, right? And I tell the people that work with me, I tell them all the time, look, if you're only doing part of the formula instead of all of the formula, it's not going to work as well. So you have to do the whole entire thing to get the best results. If you're not doing the whole entire thing, you're not going to get the best results. So for example, if all you're doing, because I don't just prospect, right? That's part of what I do, but that's not everything I do. So if that's all you're doing, if you're not doing the personal development, if you're not creating content, then your results are going to be less than the person that is doing all that. All right. So keep your DMO simple. This goes without saying, stay focused. I was having a conversation with yesterday, and we were talking about the problem with social media. And the problem with social media is people can't stay focused. There's too many distractions, like freaking everywhere. Even I'm a pretty focused person. Even I have to be very, very careful about everything going on social media, because every single day you're getting bombarded with this training and that training and this course and that course and this opportunity and that opportunity, like every single day. And before you know it, you're like, oh, well, this person over here is making $20,000 a month and I'm only making like 500. So that must be better over there. So I must go over there. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're over there and nothing's happening. Same thing with the training, stick with your training, stick with learning a skill that is going to pay, becoming a master, right? Because that's what pays. That's what pays, a skill. So stay focused. Put blinders on. Blinders. Let's put blinders or blinders like this, where you're just looking straight ahead and you're not looking around and seeing what everybody else is doing. One of the things I've learned how to do is not stay on the news feed too long. And when anybody ever brings, again, I'm going to go back to Bo Eason, okay? I'm going to go back to Bo Eason. I'm going to go back to this book. There's no plan B for your A game. And he talks about how his parents would protect him from any distractions. So when people would come in the house and go, hey, nobody from our town has ever made it to the NFL. No one's ever done it, right? They would get those people out because they didn't want him losing focus. Like, you make that main thing the main thing. You just focus on what it is you want to do and stop looking elsewhere. Every time you look elsewhere, you're taken away from what you're already doing. And this is advice for me too. I got to remember this stuff, all right, so I'm going to go to the next one. This is a big one, and this is a lesson I learned the very hard way. I learned this the hard way, and I'm still learning it. So if you haven't built a team, this isn't going to be a big deal for you. But if you have built a team, what typically happens, and I went through this, okay? So when you build out a pretty good sized team, even a smaller team, doesn't matter. But you're going to be in a place where you're going to be like, oh, you know what? I was just having this conversation with someone on my team. You know what? They're not producing. They're not producing, right? And you start pointing the finger at your team as to why you don't have the results you want. And one of the things I had to learn, and I learned this the hard way, and I'm still learning, like I said, is they're a volunteer army. They're going to do what they're going to do. Everybody has a different desire level. So if you want your team to produce, again, I learned this the hard way. It's not about, getting on them and pushing them. Hey, come on, you got to go. What are you doing? Why you have to, and it's very difficult for me because I'm a producer. Like I don't understand. I'm just being honest with you. I don't understand when people just waste an opportunity. I don't get it. I really don't. But I just think differently. I see it differently. So if I see an opportunity, I'm going to go seize the opportunity. I'm going to do everything I possibly can to make that opportunity work for me, right? I'm not going to go, oh, well, it might happen one day. I just don't understand that mentality. I don't. I'm just being honest with you. All right. But what I have had to learn is if I want my team to produce, I have to produce. So instead of putting my eyes on their production, I have to stay producing myself. And in time, either you'll bring people in that are going to be producing, or by you bringing people into your team and your team seeing the production happening, they're going to get fired up and they're going to get going. Okay. So these are the things I really wish I would have had shared with me. I learned this last one. I learned it the really hard way. I thought that by offering more and more training, that would help. That didn't help. That didn't help at all. Really, the best thing you can do is take a step back, focus on what you are doing, because they're going to come eventually. At some point, they're going to come around. But if you're focused on their production, and you're like drilling them, like, hey, what are you doing? Why aren't you doing this? Then they're going to fall off. They're going to quit. They're not going to stick around. And I learned this the hard way. And I still to this day, I'm learning it because I don't know if it's a personality or behavior, but the way I think is if you have an opportunity, you got to go seize that opportunity. This is how I think. And whenever I'm doing something, that's how I'm doing it, so I don't understand the other way, but I'm working on it. All right, so that's it. That's what I got. Let me just recap real quick. So you want to commit to making it happen, right? Set proper expectations. That's the first one. Marry the process, divorce the outcome. No more than 2 mentors. Keep your DMO simple, your daily method of operation simple, and stay focused. All right. So, and last one is focus on your production, not your team's production. Those are the things I wish I would have been told. It would have saved me a ton of time, would have saved me a lot of frustration, would have saved me a lot of money. And I would have been way further along than I am currently. But that's okay. We all learn in our own time. We're all running our own race. We're all on our own journey. So that's what I got. I hope you got value today. If you'd like to learn more about what I'm doing, about the opportunity I'm with. Oh, you know what? I forgot one. My bad. I forgot one. And this is an important one. This is a real important one. Forget the easy button. Forget the easy button. I said it. Forget the easy button. Throw that thing out the window. Throw it in the trash. Take a sledgehammer to it. I don't care what you got to do, but forget the easy button. That's what I did in 2017. So late 2017, I said enough's enough. I am no longer searching for what's easy. I am going to learn the skills. I am going to focus. And guess what happened? I was able to create a full-time income within 3 months, a consistent full-time income within 3 months, because I smashed that easy button. I said, forget the easy button. I'm not searching for what's easy anymore. I understand that it's about skills. I understand it's about mindset. And if you have an opportunity that is paying, you have an opportunity where people are making money, you have an opportunity where the product works, then you have something, you have a compensation plan that is fair, then It's not about the easy button. It's about you learning the skills. It's about you working on that mindset and having success with what you already have. Okay. So that's what I got. If you'd like to learn more about what I'm doing, go ahead and visit paulgfarmer.com/win together. That's the opportunity I'm a part of. That's one of the reasons why I'm doing these videos, is because we have this 21-day challenge. We have tons and tons of team resources. Everything is set up to help you win. We work together. We're a team. That's how I do things. Anyone that works with me gets access to my private group where I do live training, where I have recorded training. I teach you the formula that I follow, that I've sponsored hundreds of people with. And that's all I got for today. So I hope you have a great day. I hope you got some value. If you did, I'd love to hear it, and make it a great day.